I guess after a long hiatus, working on the house, show you some pictures of the stairs I did. The previous pictures and after pictures, ripped up all the old carpet, new stair treads, risers, handrails, paint, all that crap, which means I had to take time off of that. Alright, but we're back at it, and here we go. This for space. And anyways, yeah, here's previous pictures of the stairs. And yeah, it was a bit of work between laying the floor down, ripping stuff up, laying the wood floor down, staining stuff, building stuff together, trimming, cutting, painting, caulking, all that fun stuff. And hopefully that, like, you know, comes through when you guys enjoy those pictures. And all right, yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video, so pretty much the upcoming stuff is going to be me ripping apart all that stuff. If you want to stay through it, watch me tear out the back half of the car. That's cool. If not, well, whatever, skip ahead a bit. Basically, it starts for me cutting out the tail panel, all that fun stuff, and working my way forward to getting the trunk pan the rest of the way out. Did have a problem with the one frame rail on the on the passenger side. Didn't record any video of it. I got pictures of it. They'll be in there after I get done cutting all the stuff out, so stay tuned for that. Alright, here, montage of me ripping stuff out. I really just turned the camera on and let it record. We'll see how much stuff I actually throw in here. Alright. right, as you can see in the pictures here, I got the frames and the frame rail jig that I made located, checking to make sure locations and stuff with the appropriate holes are where I need it. Where the spring pocket in the back is, you can see it's down in there, clamped down pretty good, but up in the front there's little locating tabs for like brake lines or whatever that are in the actual car itself, and that's how I located the front. Well, that hole was like 1 inch forward on the frame rail itself, so that right there kind of clued me in something that was up with the passenger side rail. So I tried fitting in the car a few times, tried to figure out what was going on, and that was the beginnings of maybe the frame rail was kind of screwed. In this next picture here, if you look, you can see in the back where the cross member goes that it was hard up against the actual trunk pan where it needed to be. It's kind of a weird picture, but believe me, it is. But it was already like 1 inch off the frame rail, so it was just like no good. I couldn't even get it close, would have bent the hell out of the cross member, and that's one of many reasons why I thought the frame rail was bad. Now if you look at this next picture here, you can see the hole locations I was talking about earlier in the video. The forward hole there is from like when you're shipping a car or tying it down, or if you need to tow it or something like that. And that hole in the back there, I think it's like 11/16 hole, is an actual measuring point on the body of the car. That's what all the yeah, basically it's a checkpoint. I want to call it a Dana line, but that's not it. But yeah, so that's, I guess you can see that's clearly blocked. So when he stamped the machine, stamped the frame rail, that was stamped in the wrong location. Yeah, so not only that, couple that with the frame rail just being wrong contours on a bunch of it, it was just no good at all. So a couple pictures, a few emails, Classic Industries, about 3 weeks back and forth, waiting for it to be shipped. All right, now I'm off the camera here. Enjoy, guys, to this one. As you see, I got the trunk pan in there, got the new frame rail in. It's not perfect, but it fits pretty good. I get my big butt underneath here. As you can see, you probably saw in the pictures that I had a bunch of problems. It didn't fit up against the cross member. Oh. Up in here, where it goes up against the trunk pan and up against the frame rail, there was like a gap that big. No matter what, it was just not right. Locations here were not correct. No matter what I did when I fit it into my jig that I made to locate the frame rails, it was too far forward, or I mean I moved it too far back. That was 1 inch back. Come to find out, the frame rail was just made wrong. I mean, this one wasn't perfect either. Up in here where the frame hole tie downs are, and that were actually, yeah, where you can tie down the car to move it, was not entirely correct or stamped out. And actually the one of the locating holes up there for when you do the frame measurements is not correct either. So I had to route out the hole a little bit in the frame rail, and I'll fill it in with weld when I go do that. But other than that, it pretty much fell into place like a $300 part should. I mean, granted, this car is 51 years old, and it's been through quite a bit over 51 years between accidents and me cutting it apart. So as you can see, I got a bunch of screws up there to get the rear trunk seat pan up against the frame rail, up against the whatever that mid support is there, whatever you want to call it. There you go. Well, you look at that. Get that in there, and then a whole bunch of Clecos going through to get the trunk pan into place. So when I go to weld it in, I'm going to try a new technique I just saw on the interwebs. Should work pretty good. It's they have a bunch of screws in here. When I go to weld it from the top side, take the screw out, open up a little bit of 1/4 inch with a 1/4 inch bit, and then just run a bead of weld around the hole. That should do a lot better than what I've been doing. I mean, I hate drilling holes like this. I'd rather not. It's not my thing, but hey, I'll give it a whirl. And the same thing on the other side here. This frame rail was pretty good to go after some tweaking. But yeah, that was kind of a pain. Waiting 3 weeks and dealing with Classic Industries to getting a new frame rail. But also, as you see here, I heard horror stories about what they call it. This is called the rear cross member here. This piece that goes along there. the tail panel welds to the bottom of that, and that's some intermediate piece there to give some strength and support to the tail end. That's why there's so many clamps on there. There's a few little weird areas, like, oh man, let's see, like up in here, I may actually have to cut and tweak that a little bit and re-weld. We'll see. I think it's the same thing on the other side. The other side's not as bad. I think some clamping, a few screws, some welds. I think I can make that go away. Yeah, up front here, some screws across the front to the sport. You see all the Clecos popping up in here, going all the way. So yeah, we're making some progress. I guess I should have probably maybe recorded this, but today was just one of the days where, oh come on, train, dang it, whatever. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Next time I got something. Next time I got something to record, probably a few days, hopefully, I'll be getting there. Alright, thanks for watching.